Hi, good evening. I'm Paul Blackburn here with Crown Heights Realty, and I'm here to have another video blog, and this blog is on As Is Rentals. It's a new phenomenon that is hitting Chicago right now, and some of you may know about it, but most of you probably don't. You have heard of As Is houses, right? You can go buy a house as is. Typically, those are done by the bank or by homes going into foreclosure, short sales, what have you. And they're properties that, they are what they are. You don't expect any repairs to be made before closing. They're not really guaranteeing anything to be in working order in the home. You just take it as is. Now, why would you do that if you're buying a place? Well, you can get a great deal, right? You can save some money. The idea is you put some work into it and you build yourself some equity. That's why you'd buy something as is. But what about as-is rentals? I mean, really, what the hell is that? There's a new phenomenon hitting Chicago. I've noticed a couple as-is rentals in a few different buildings throughout Chicago, one of them being 10 East Ontario, also known as Ontario Place. There are a couple as-is rentals on the market. One was a two-bedroom. I forgot exactly what unit number that was or what they rented for. It was right around $2,400, I believe, which was kind of high-priced for an as-is two-bedroom at 10 East Ontario. But there's a new unit on the market, and that is going to be for a one-bedroom for $1,000 a month at Ontario Place, which is an absolute steal, but it's being rented as is. Basically, the owner says this: one, I'm not going to clean the unit before you move in. Two, I'm not going to make any repairs for the duration of the lease. And three, the unit may be going into foreclosure, so if you happen to get a knock on the door from the sheriff saying you have 30 days to get out, oh wow, that's what happens. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the exact case for this particular unit I'm talking about, 10 East Ontario. However, there are going to be a lot more as-is rentals, I believe, hitting the market throughout Chicago as people have homes go into foreclosure. Basically, it's a way for a landlord to get some cash coming to the door right away into their pockets, but not having to make repairs or put any more money into the property. It's going to happen a lot with pre-foreclosure properties as a way for people to make a few extra bucks. They're not going to be paying their mortgage. It's going into pre-foreclosure. It's going into foreclosure. And so they're going to say, we're going to rent the place out for a cheap price to somebody who doesn't really care too much, and we're going to make some extra money on the side. Is it ethical or moral? You know what? Honestly, at the end of the day, I really don't care. That's your own personal decision. At this point, I think in a lot of these buildings, the banks screw themselves, so, so be it. But at the end of the day, if you're looking to rent one of these places, what do you have to watch out for? Basically, know what you're getting yourself into. Know that you may have something break down in a place like an appliance, and you may not be able to get a fix from the landlord. So know that may be a hassle. But at the end of the day, if you're simply looking for a short-term lease, you're looking for something that is cheap, you know what? An as-is rental may be a way to go. Make sure that you have you have a strong lease. Make sure that you have an agent that actually knows what what you're getting yourself into. They can properly explain it to you. But just know that an as-is rental definitely is not for everybody. But it's definitely a new animal. It's a new phenomenon hitting here in Chicago. And if you are looking to do it, I wish you luck and be careful.